welcome to this walk and talk video about being outside. Hopefully by now you, your families and children have had plenty of opportunities for walking and talking outside. And this short video is just going to go through some of the benefits of being outside and possibly some ideas for you to take away. There are many benefits for children getting outside. Things like thinking and problem solving. They're using language when they think, when they reason and solve problems. So it could be, how are they going to fix the den? Or wondering where the new flowers have come from that have popped up in the garden. Interaction is also developed outside. That's social interaction, practicing negotiation skills. So it could be a group of children building an obstacle course together. They're learning from each other and developing their language as they go. The use of senses as well, as the children are touching, smelling, hearing, listening to things, they're learning new descriptive words and phrases to describe those senses. It also gives us opportunity to unplug when we're outside, so being free from technology, which will enable children and adults to develop those conversation skills together. And then imagination and pretend play can be developed brilliantly outside. It frees up the children to use new words and take on the role of somebody else. And it's great if you can join in too with that role play. Nowadays, we're surrounded by a daily cacophony of sounds from multiple sources, and it's a combination of busy lives where children are often having structured activities at the weekends and after nursery or school. You may have children that live with other siblings and relatives where there's little time or space to be alone. So taking that time to slow down and be still, silent, and listen can be a challenge for both children and adults. We often don't realise the contribution that silence and stillness can play for our overall well-being. And it's making children feel comfortable in that silence. So an activity you might try is something like, what's that noise? So actually being still and silent. What sounds can you hear outside? What's close by, what's a little bit further away. And make time to relax by creating a relaxing outdoor environment. What might that look like, and what would your staff and children be doing, saying and hearing? Think about having a calm place outside. So it could be a nook or cranny that the children can hide in, a bush to crawl under, maybe a tree that you can climb into and become part of. Perhaps it's a view from a hill or an elevated space in your environment. A place where you can just watch the world go by. Just somewhere that you can sit, and a space where you can comfortably lie down. Attention and listening are the foundations of language development, and opportunities outside are numerous. Really using very simple natural resources as well. So the idea here is just sticks and stones that you can gather. Get the children to pick up 2 stones and just tap them slowly. And if you're doing it as well, explore different rhythms. Can they follow your pattern? Can you follow theirs? Or take a stick for a walk. So drag it along as you walk with it. Hit it against the railings, or poke it into the mud and talk about the squelching and squirching sounds that it makes. Following on from using sticks and stones, you might want to make a sound garden. I've seen some brilliant examples of this when I've visited settings. Ideally, a corner is perfect for this because you can have 2 vertical surfaces then to be used. So it's like a nook or a cranny. So it's a very personal space and just handy for exploring. A musical wall as well, so this could be on a fence or just on pallets perhaps next to a wall. a musical washing line as well, something that can be moved around, so it's very versatile. Or perhaps using a tree branch. If you haven't got any trees in your setting, it could be a large branch that you find at your local park, and it's cemented into a bucket, and you can have lots of different instruments hanging on the branch. Why not consider a themed musical space, especially if you know a parent that's a mechanic, or you have children that are fascinated in cars and vehicles. So your musical space for the mechanic's garage could be spanners or wrenches that are hung in ascending order, perhaps metal wheel hubs of different sizes that the children can bang against with the spanners, or the wrenches, Allen keys, things like that. Old oil drums or plastic bottles that have had garage car products in, obviously they're thoroughly cleaned first, and they again could be used for banging on. Or maybe a bicycle wheel that can be spun, or a stick is dragged through the spokes to make different sounds. And just encouraging the children to experiment with all the different materials. It could be tyres as well that you have, and just give them opportunity to explore and make sounds. Do you know a plumber? You could have a plumber's musical space, using lots of different PVC pipes or copper pipes. If you drill holes through them and hang them up, the children again can bash those. Plugs and chains that can be put in a bag and shaken to make sounds, and bowls of water and water for pouring through pipes to make lots of wonderful sounds. One more idea, your gardener's musical shed. So for this one, you could have a range of terracotta flower pots of different sizes for the children to beat. Plastic flower pots that are stuck together and there's things inside, maybe different size gravel, so the children can shake those. Watering cans as well for tapping or filling with water to experience the different sounds with the different levels of water in. You might hang up trowels of different sizes and clang those together as well. Now that your children's musical ability is amazing, you may want to have a performance stage. Now, this doesn't have to be a specific place. Children will feel comfortable in different areas, whether it's inside or outside. And I think we need to really think about, it isn't just the end performance. As the children are developing a song or a dance for others, we should be celebrating that process as well. But a space could be as simple as a step or a corner of your space, an upturned crate, perhaps an elevated area like a little hill or mound within your setting, and then just having room for the audience. So it may just be a tree stump, milk crates turned upside down, or cushions or tyres for the children to sit in. And again, being able to perform is helping the children to develop that language and confidence. Being outside goes hand in hand with developing children's physicality and their movement. It also is a brilliant opportunity to talk and encourage a range of new language. So as the children are moving, and hopefully you're moving with them, we can talk about words like slithering, galloping, pouncing, and wriggling. We're introducing those words alongside the actions. Outside play does allow us to feel freer and use our big outdoor voices, and hopefully you'll notice that some of the quieter children take on a different persona when they are outside, and we can we really encourage this vocalization, but also their listening as well if we experiment with microphones, megaphones and loudspeakers. And they can be as simple as just a rolled up cylinder of card to make a cone, or a large plastic bottle with the bottom cut off that children can use as their megaphones, etc. What time is it, Mr. Wolf? Or Simon Says are great games to encourage children to listen. And perhaps practitioners and parents could get together and share memories of similar games that they've played and encourage the children to use those as well. Perhaps next time you go on a walk and talk, there could be a scavenger hunt, a treasure hunt that the children have to do. So here's an example: find something beautiful, something prickly, something round. We're going to have lots of conversations as we're looking for these things, and also descriptive language as we find things. Your role in supporting children's communication and language is crucial, and to be effective outside, we need to be enthusiastic and join in, engage alongside the children, even on the coldest of days. Introduce language of movement, as I've already mentioned, alongside the actions, so the children are practicing and experimenting with new vocabulary all the time. Offer an environment which encourages the children to talk, and model that appropriate vocabulary and language use. Respect children's desire to sometimes be silent. And lastly, inform your parents about the value of outdoor play and its role in learning and language development. I'm going to leave you now with some photographs from some of our settings in Lancashire who really do embrace the outdoors. Thank you for watching.